All right. I think I'm live. Yeah, so this is the Oscars. Nominations have been announced for 2022. It's February 8th. I'm Professor Matthews, Josh Matthews, and Learning About Movies channel. I want to just come on here and I didn't even schedule this live stream, so you're probably watching this afterwards, but just kind of, I don't think I'm going to rant about the Oscar nominations, but they are very strange this year to me. Of course, these nominations, it depends on your taste and what you think is great. But let's look at the Oscar nominations. If I can get them up here on the if I can get them up here on the screen, because I want to go through them and kind of talk about what I think is not so good about them. Yeah, there they are. So let me get over here and show you 2022. Now we know that the Oscars haven't been that great for a long time. I think the quality of the Oscars hasn't been that great. So, the Best Picture at least has been questionable. And not, I think they've been giving Best Picture for maybe political, social reasons and not necessarily for quality. I think the quality is debatable. Also, there's calls of personality. It's on who you like. That's the way that human systems usually operate anyway. It's my default view. So I don't have a problem with anything that relates to, well, someone's popular or someone knows somebody so they get nominated or they win. But I would like movie awards based on quality. And so I'm just looking at these. Sorry about this ad here. Let me stop this ad. There you go. So the Best Picture. Now I looked at the Best Picture and I ended up tweeting saying, why weren't these other movies nominated? Because to my opinion, they're far superior. And some of you know what my opinions are about those. My tweet was erroneous because it ended up being, well, I thought Judas and the Black Messiah. Didn't I watch Judas and the Black Messiah this year? It turned out it was nominated last year. And yet it said, that's confusing, it came out this year. I did watch Judas and the Black Messiah this year, and yet it was nominated last year, so I guess it's not eligible. And it definitely is better than some of the movies I've seen here. I haven't seen all of these, but some of these. Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, West Side Story. Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is they really just don't care about very popular movies. Obviously, avoiding all the Marvel movies. Spider-Man would have been on here if they cared about popularity, But, alienating a whole swath of viewers, and I think including younger viewers. But I think even cinephiles, even people who really love movies, where is Asghar Farhadi's A Hero? Maybe it's too foreign, maybe it's too Iranian, but that is legitimately a very good movie. Better than West Side Story, it has to be. A Hero. And I'm surprised that Amazon didn't push for Hero. I won't harp on this one, but those of you who watch this channel a lot know I love The Hand of God, which is on Netflix, by Paulo Sorrentino. And I'm surprised that didn't get any nominations, not even for Best International Picture. So those two, A Hero and The Hand of God, really stick out to me. The Card Counter, I know that's a difficult one by Paul Schrader. It was a beautiful looking movie, though. And I thought quite thoughtful. Maybe it's too hard. Maybe it's too... Really. But yet The Power of the Dog sits here. So, as far as a downer movie goes, a lot of you know I did not like The Power of the Dog. I didn't. My literary brain said this is really good. It's rich. It's eminently... There's a lot of analysis you can use in the movie. But the entertainment side of me says, oh, I don't like this at all. It was quite a bit of a downer. It wasn't a classical Western, even though it was set in the West. It didn't have, dare I say, typical male issues, other than the repressed homosexuality going on in it. Issues of justice, of law and order, good versus evil, all kinds of typical Western concerns. The Power of the Dog just elides, or it's a different kind of Western. So I'm guessing that's gonna win, or it will be a consideration, but one wonders if it will be too much of a downer of a movie to say that it will be Best Picture. But I love The Mitchells versus the Machines. I guess they're not gonna nominate that. So I would guess a number of people said The French Dispatch. Where is that? Wes Anderson. And my guess is there are more. So what's missing from Best Picture, I think, are a number of actually very strong contenders for Best Picture if you're just looking at quality. Let me see if there's anybody on this, by the way. Let's see if there's anybody who joined the live. Oh, I have a bunch of people. This is great. Okay. So let's go back here. I'm glad there's so many people. So if you have comments, I'll get to questions and comments later, and we'll talk in the comments section. But I'm just surprised West Side Story is here. Nightmare Alley. This must be, they must love Guillermo del Toro, because I just can't imagine that being on this list. King Richard. Now, I didn't see that. I avoided it because I thought it was going to be a feel-good sports movie. I just didn't have the time to go watch it. But a number of people on this channel who watch the channel said that it's better than you think. So I might try that. The one I really want to watch is Drive My Car. This is not available to me. I believe it's based on a Chekhov play, isn't it? I could be wrong about that. And then the other one I didn't see was Belfast, but I've heard many people say Belfast is okay, pretty good. That's been the general opinion. And the director memoir movie, Memoirs of My Past. This is very popular these days. Directors are making these. Roma obviously won a few years ago, or was, a highly beloved movie. Now you're getting Licorice Pizza, Belfast, and The Hand of God, which I mentioned. Directors, memoir sorts of movies. Which would you pick out of this list? I feel Dune is incomplete. I do not feel it is a entire movie. It didn't complete its story. It promised things that even have flash forwards in it that are not addressed in the movie. Flash forwards that are going to be in the next movie. So I don't like that here. I would rather see something else. But I do understand why Dune is here. So it's not a big deal to me. Don't Look Up. I'm really surprised at that. It must have so much star power in it that, enough people knew people who were in it that they nominated it. And I haven't seen Coda. So if you've seen Coda, let us know. But this is just a strange list to me, given what's omitted. Very strange. Now, Best Director. One of the problems with the Oscars, again, is it's skewed towards, obviously, America, United States. It's been trying hard lately with Parasite winning, to not do that. But also it's skewed towards older people. Older people. That's a problem with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, for example. It skews old, and it gets older and older. So one wonders if there will be an alternative Best Movie Awards at some point on the internet or somewhere that maybe there is and I don't know about it. I'd actually kind of love to create that myself and go back through movie history and do an alternative Oscar award. But these people have been a lot of these people are nominated. A lot of these people are older. That's just the way it is. So that's definitely true with Best Actor. I'm looking at that. I go, okay, we've got the 60-plus crew in Best Actor. Not Andrew Garfield, but Benedict Cumberbatch is not quite there yet. But Will Smith, he's probably pushing 60. Denzel Washington is over. Javier Bardem has got to be over. So anyway, Nicole Kidman is over. Yeah. Best Supporting Actress. Who would you pick here? Again, J.K. Simmons. Ciarán Hinds. I like him a lot. So anyway, you skew older. You skewed a little bit towards America. You skew towards, I guess, what people in Hollywood like. But this does not reflect. If we pull up a list of movies from the let's just do this. What was made in the 2020s? So here's one of my favorite sites, as you know, Letterboxd. If you don't go there, if you haven't been there, go follow me there, and I may look at your stuff, and we'll see what was made in 2020, 2021. Those are my. How do we switch this to get it to be? I want to see. Maybe it's under this films. There we go. The year. And I can find all the movies from this year. So film popularity in 2021. Oh, those are pretty small. Spider-Man No Way Home. Black Widow. Now, I'm going to offend a few people because obviously there's a lot of Marvel hate. Shang-Chi. Now, the question for me is, why does Hollywood just ignore all this stuff? It's the biggest box office stuff. Why not just nominate one and a nod towards box office success? I've never figured that out because Oscars, it's definitely a marketing tool above all. To me, Oscars is about marketing because then they can slap the best picture or the nominated for an Oscar thing on any piece of marketing. So why not? There's the French Dispatch, and it is highly rated, highly loved on Letterboxd. It's Wes Anderson. Why was that ignored? Tick, Tick, Boom. I did see a few nominations for that. Andrew Garfield, right? Last night. So I'm surprised Green Knight was not nominated. I mean, The Power of the Dog, Green Knight. Why would they ignore that? I don't know. James Bond. So you can see, if you just look at the top several lists in the list here, they're being ignored. Pig wasn't nominated. A lot of people like that movie, too. Ridley Scott was completely shut out. He made 2 movies, House of Gucci and The Last Duel. Neither of those are on Best Picture. Now, I didn't like those. I definitely didn't like The Last Duel, but just overall, to represent tastes and what was liked. So you can see, if you just look at this list of the top 30, the Best Picture nominations just completely ignore what's popular, what was good at the box office, and what's popular on so-called cinephile sites like Letterboxd. They omitted a Coen movie, Tragedy at Macbeth. I'm trying to look at these. Some of these I don't know. I don't know what Fear Street is. Maybe you do. But anyway, Titan, people love that on this channel. I still haven't seen that. May not be pronouncing that correctly, but this was beloved as well. Did this not come out in 2021? So, what do you guys think about this? Because I'm looking at this just absolutely perplexed. So there's Judas and the Black Messiah. I am not wrong to tweet that out as a 2021 movie. And yet it was nominated last year. I'll complain about that because I'm looking at this list going, if Judas and the Black Messiah were in that list, I'm not saying it's the best movie of 2021, but if it were there, I would vote for it. It's very well done as a noir. So I just like that movie as a noir. Free Guy. I got to tell you, I'm more entertained by Free Guy than most of the movies here. And if this were just pure entertainment, okay, I just like the stupidness of it. But anyway, there you go. And so I'm just curious why a lot of these movies, this will be a year where there will be discoveries made later in the decade or even in a couple years about what was made this year and then ignored. Because they might see 2021 as a year where a lot of things that people end up liking are ignored. So, there you go. Now, I also like to scroll all the way down. I am a crazy person. Most people ignore this stuff, but best sound. I'm surprised that Tragedy of Macbeth is not showing up at all. Cinematography, is it under cinematography? It's not under adapted screenplay. It's not under editing. Where is cinematography at? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, okay. Of course. I would be stunned if Macbeth were not there. So there are things like that. Now, I'm looking at Best International Feature and going, okay, I haven't seen these movies, but is A Hero not going to be on there? Why didn't Amazon push for A Hero to be on there? I just don't know. Anyway, there you go. Just a little rant of what's wrong with the Oscars. Now, that's always going to be... Anytime you have a list and it's short and things are missing, whether it's an all-star lineup in sports, you're going to complain about it, or there's lots of room to complain. So I am not much of a complainer. I'm always happy to see lists and just go use them as recommendations. So I'm looking at this list going, well, I haven't seen Drive My Car. I need to see Belfast. Okay, I actually haven't seen Eyes of Tammy Faye. I really wanted to see that too. Licorice Pizza hasn't come near me. So there's 4 or 5 here. I go, okay, this is a helpful list to guide me. If I haven't seen these, great. But what it's omitting, I think, is a problem. So there you go with my rant. Let's see what you got to say. 46 people on it. This are showing up. I didn't even schedule this. And then Hand of God was in. Is Hand of God? Oh yeah, Hand of God. Yeah, I must have misspoke. A Hero is not in. Yeah, A Hero is not there. Hand of God is not Best Picture. Hand of God is Best International Film. Now, I do think it is Best Picture worthy. Just in terms of quality. You don't have to like the story. Quality, cinematography, sound, the way he uses editing, the movement of the camera, it's all fabulous in Hand of God. So just well crafted. Yeah. Red Rocket is a great film. I haven't seen that either. I'm way behind, but one of the problems is, like Drive My Car, not available via streaming. Why can't I stream any of these movies? Belfast is available, but I have to buy it for $20. No, thank you. So I'm waiting until I can rent that, or it's on one of these streaming services. It's just sort of... I am a fan of streaming instantly. You release a movie, stream it. HBO Max is doing that with... is it Universal? I forget which movie studio, but HBO Max is doing that. Thank you, finally. I know a lot of people complain about that, and it ruins movie theater experience. But hey, I like streaming. I live in the middle of nowhere. So I don't have a movie theater near me that plays, the marginal fare. I didn't even have, my movie theater didn't even have West Side Story. Right? So I can't go see that. Or not when it first comes out, if it's not available via streaming. Who controls the Academy? Old people. I don't mind old people. It's just their tastes are different, and they don't like Marvel movies for sure. Belfast is emotional. Okay. Black and white always helps for Oscars. Rightly or wrong. Yeah, someone likes Green Knight. Last Night in Soho didn't get in. I had people in my life who liked that movie a lot. So there you go. Drive My Car is a bit... Should Drive My Car win? Come on. Yeah, Come On. That was an A24 movie. Didn't get a lot of play either. Come On. Why does Tarantino want to know my location? What good would that do him? Yeah, that's a good... Ed brings up a point. The Oscars were invented by those who created Hollywood as a way to self-congratulate. Absolutely. I assume most awards are that, in fact, of any kind. The problem is that when they become so insular. I follow the science fiction awards for books, written science fiction, and it's just become a travesty, in my opinion, because it's like insiders rewarding insiders, insider friends rewarding insider friends. It's also become way too political, and these sort of arbitrary, reductive political criteria. And so awards over time, no matter what, denigrate or become corrupt. They start out well, they could become corrupt, but for a number of reasons, and I just assume that's the case. Oscars are the same way, although in certain categories the quality is still usually high. That's Best International Film, the quality is usually pretty high. And then when you get to these sort of technical awards like sound, the people who care about sound are involved with it, so it tends to be about quality down there as well. But Best Picture, it's marketing, and I don't know what else it is at this point. I haven't read that book though, Ed, An Empire of Their Own. I will go check that out. No dear. Someone says no dear Evan Hansen. Oh man, that movie was hated by a lot of people, so it probably doesn't translate. I actually enjoyed the fraud in it quite a bit, but I'm a pervert like that. Yeah. Oh, Rate Your Music is better than Letterboxd. I'll have to look at that. Yeah. Here's a comment. Can't believe they nominated the god-awful Don't Look Up for Best Picture. That was one that a number of people thought, I read a lot of opinions about this, and I talked to some people, and they're like, well, this is pretty good. It's from okay to pretty good, but it's got this, and this flaw with it. Everybody agreed it had 3 to 4 flaws, major flaws, but they all disagreed on what the flaws were. Because you could watch that movie politically, economically, point of view of the environment. You could watch it technically. And everyone had some beef to pick with it. And mine was, well, it didn't really match up with COVID or climate change that well. You can go read my Letterboxd review. It's a watchable movie, but it's flawed. So, Peter, let's see, wait, I'm going to keep going down here. Memoria? I don't know Memoria either. Is that a movie from India, or where was that released? I don't know that one. Any recommendations for Christian-themed films? I don't know. I mean, look, A Hero is great. And just in terms of its moral and ethical conundrums, go watch that movie. Debtor's Prison. How should you treat debtors? I'm not even saying that it's Christian. It's just universal moral questions. A Hero really. I just saw that last week finally, and it really does. He's always good. Farhadi is great. So watch A Hero. Yeah. Well, here's the problem for Oscars. Why don't they nominate Spider-Man in order to get a ratings bump? The Grammys just absolutely tanked. The ratings at the Grammys are awful. Why aren't they trying to serve an audience to at least get eyeballs so that they can make some money and get advertising? I don't understand. I'm just at a complete loss. And you wonder what can come along and sub for these things, because all of these award systems, Grammys, Oscars, are they decaying? It seems like they were good at one point, and I don't know if they ever were, but then they decayed over time. So they're in the decaying process, it feels like. They're either going to be revived, reformed, or they're going to decay into nothing. But what will replace them? Because I do think we all, and I know people on this channel, love ratings, rankings, judgments. Really helpful for getting recommendations, but also let's rate, let's rank, let's see what's better than what. This is a thing that people want on YouTube. And so I wonder what will come along and re-rank, re-rate everything. I can't imagine the political reasons for not nominating Asghar Farhadi. I have no earthly idea why A Hero does not check a bunch of boxes, or does it not meet certain political criteria? I just don't know. Oh yeah, Peter, your question about Christian themes, Paul Schrader. Go watch any Paul Schrader movie. The guy was raised as a hardcore Reformed Protestant, and it's all over all of his movies. He can't get away from it. So they're difficult, but yeah. Did Villeneuve get it? I don't never pronounce his name right. Did he get snubbed? You mean for director? So Dune is nominated for Best Picture, but not for director. Is that right? Oh yeah. Okay. Spielberg. So they did PTA and Spielberg, and Power of the Dog would get one, and then Branagh got one. Surprising to me. I don't know if he deserves that or not. Maybe. Sometimes he's on and sometimes he's not. And then Drive My Car. So I think probably it's time for Spielberg to go here. I'm sure he did great work with West Side Story, but let's put the Dune guy in there. Villeneuve. Yes, I'm happy with that, even though I wasn't high on that movie. Put Dune in there. So all right, it's about time for me to go, but let me read a few more. For the Golden Globes. Yeah. Let me tell you what I would say that just given the winners here, or given the nominations, what I would say, and you respond to this and see what you think. Let's go through and say quickly, out of this crew, I have not seen all these movies. So, I would probably give it to Dune. I'm not kidding you. I'm fine with that, even though it's half a movie. Great. Give it to Dune. Reward space opera science fiction. Promote the book. Promote science fiction thinking. That's why I'm picking Dune. I might, if I saw these two, which I haven't, picked one of these. I doubt I would like Nightmare Alley. I've seen the original. It's okay to pretty good. I can't imagine that this improves on the original. It's probably just as much a downer as Power of the Dog, but I'm all for noir. So the question I have is Licorice Pizza better than Dune to me? Don't know. Belfast? Maybe. So I would pick Dune. There you go. That's controversial. Here, I don't know. I need to see Drive My Car. If I saw that and I loved it, I would probably pick it in Best Picture and Director. Actress? I don't know. My position on actors and actresses is the directors, the editors, the costume designers, the sound people, and everybody else can make or break a decent actor. Right? So who in their role is irreplaceable? That's my real criteria for actors. Who could have... They did the role. Could someone else do the role just as well and the movie be just as good? Or are they irreplaceable? That would be my criteria. So maybe Will Smith is the only person to actually be able to pull off King Richard and make it a better movie than it is, right? That is my criteria. I don't know. So I'm going to skip all these because I don't know and I don't care. Maybe that's too controversial. The guy in A Hero is really good. So I would pick him as best actor. I don't know his name. I wish I did, the main actor there. He is at once believable and looks humble, and at the same time he looks humble, he looks a little shady. And that is the ideal way to play that role. So, whoever was the star of A Hero, I will pick him. In fact, I should look at a best actress. Oh, I don't know. Jeez. The guy in The Green Knight, I forget his name. I'm very sorry. I should know that name is good as well. So, great. Costume design goes to Dune. Sound goes to Dune. Score, probably Johnny Greenwood, although I didn't like it in the context, but I bet by itself I like it. So there, I probably like that better than Dune's. Adapted screenplay. I don't think anybody should vote for this because if they don't know the original, how in the world could you possibly vote for what's the best adaptation? So you need to read 5 books or 5 plays. That's one of my, I'm a completist. I would like to have read all those in order to know. Best screenplay can't be Don't Look Up. Okay. Here's what I really want to cover. Best animated feature. I have a very strong opinion that it's Mitchell's versus the Machines. Very strong. Encanto, no. If Encanto wins, this is a joke. So that's my wild opinion. I don't mind Encanto as sort of a one-off, fun, entertaining movie for the weekend with the kids. Watch it one time, fine. It was fine as a movie. I thought it had some confusing parts in it. I thought it didn't. Some of the songs weren't necessary, but you can watch my review on that. It was fine. But Mitchell's vs. Machines is about things in our lives that matter, so I like that. Anyway, so there you go. Cinematography is either Dune. This is another one I would watch. Dune or the Macbeth. Yeah. Production design is Dune. Visual effects is Dune. Let's just give 10 awards to Dune. I'm good with that. Even though I didn't love Dune, I'm good with it. Great. Now, yell at me. I want to see. Let's see if people yelling at me for saying that. And I will be. And another reason I'm saying Dune is because the comments are saying this. They're gonna do. It's gonna be Power of the Dog, and they're gonna piss off everybody. I mean, there are a few people who love that movie, but the ordinary viewer, I'm imagining everybody I know in my personal life. Give them Dune. Give them Power of the Dog. Give them A Hero. Give them Mitchell's versus Machines. Everybody I know, pretty close to everybody I know. and this is a small sample size, so it's not scientific. And it's only my life, so I live in a bubble, as everybody does. Nobody would like Power of the Dog. Nobody. Too much of a downer, too slow, not enough happens. Why are these the themes of the movie? All of those would come up as questions. I'm sure Hollywood and the people on the coasts and other sorts love Power of the Dog. Great. It has its merits. But I'm picking Dune because I like it better long term than Power of the Dog. I think Dune is going to survive if the second movie works for years and years. I think just as we talk about Dune and Blade Runner from the 1980s, we'll be talking about Dune in 30 to 40 years. So, Power of the Dog probably will be forgotten like that Western you forgot about from 1982 or 1977. All right? It's going to be that kind of thing. So, let's pick something memorable, if nothing else. Anyway, there you go. Stupid personal opinions. And now you know whether you like this channel or not, my assumptions. Lots of good, fun rambling. Subscribe to the channel, newsletter, letterbox, etc. Thank you, everyone, for checking in. This has been the best live stream so far in terms of number of people. So I hope the Oscars keeps churning out questionable to terrible nominations so I can keep having good, better views on my live streams. Thank you, Oscars, for that. Yeah. I'm reading the comments. They're making me laugh. All right. See you all later. I have a video coming out Thursday, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays usually for videos. So check those out. Thanks a lot for watching. See you all later. Have fun. I'd love to hear your comments about what the best, what your choices for the nominations and the awards are. See you all later.